Alright, this is EPEver Landstar LS-1024B. It's a 10 amp PWM charge controller, and in this video I'm going to tear down the charge controller and inspect the inside, and then connect the charge controller to laptop via Modbus, then set it up in EPEver SolarStationMonitor software. Manual is also included in the box. You can also look it in the Google. I will include the link in the description. Let's see the charge controller. It has a good weight, and here's the load button, and you can see the COM port, RJ45, and the temperature sensor port. The screw terminals are very thick and quality control. The components of this is mostly from Europe. I think the quality is very good. And here is the heatsink for the 10 amp. It is a good one. This is a 3.81mm bridge connector. It's only the connector. The NTC thermistor is not with me right now. You can buy the ready-made sensor from EPEver, but I'm going to assemble the sensor myself. You can use 47K NTC thermistor as a external temperature sensor for this charge controller. Let's open this thing and see inside. Only those two screws are holding the black plate. After removing the back plate, which is also the heatsink, we can see the device temperature sensor. Which is a SMD thermistor with a very cushion pad to transfer the heat of the back plate to the sensor. And here those are the MOSFETs of solar panel and the load. The controller is good quality. This cushion is somewhat oily, so let's keep it somewhere else. After inspecting inside, I can say this is a good quality one. Even the temperature sensor connector is a branded one. And the entire circuit has a layer of which repels the water vapor. That means we can use this in the very humid environment. There is a 25 amp internal fuse and the caps are rated for 35 volts. Alright, let's assemble charge controller. I'm going to apply some thermal paste, and by applying this we can see how well the backplate is connected with the MOSFETs. There is a notch at the bottom of the charge controller. Alright, let's see how well it performs. Good. It's firmly contacted with the MOSFETs, and that is the external temperature sensor cushion. Let's place it correctly in the circuit, then apply thermal paste once again and finish this up. Alright, let's do the connectivity part. The RJ45 connector has the normal network wiring, but for the RS485 you have to use this wiring method. After attaching the wires to the connector properly, connect it to the RS485 to USB converter. In this converter you can see R is 232 and max 485. Okay, let's give power to the charge controller. Okay, let's turn on the power. Alright, the battery bulb is green and the load is turned on. You can turn off and on the load manually by the switch. I am using a 12 volt power supply to turn on the charge controller to set it up for now. Okay, let's connect it up with the laptop where the RS-485 converter. At the beginning, we have to configure the serial port. In the properties, change the baud rate and save. Here in the EPEver software, go to port config and choose as the video. At the first chance, the software may not work, so try few times. So in my attempt, I have to close the software and open it again. After start monitoring, you can see the data is coming. Here the solar status are not live because I am only connecting a power supply as the battery. Battery temperature is going to be device temperature unless the external temperature sensor is connected. So if you want to monitor, you have to use that 47 kNTC. Here you can see all the information, and here it's possible to turn on and off the load from the software. It's capable of creating graphs of the solar, battery and the load. You can go through the menus of the charge controller and update it likewise. Before changing the values, we have to read the saved data in the charge controller and then apply the required ones to the software. Here, if you are using any other EPEver charge controller to charge lithium ion or lithium ferrous phosphate cells, this is the place to change those settings. So I'm going to do nothing to these things because the LS-1024B is not supporting those cells. Alright guys, thanks for watching my video. Please like and subscribe.